Sydney Sweeney spotted in disguise with ex-fiancé Jonathan Davino. What's she hiding? Hollywood's favorite Gen Z bombshell, Sydney Sweeney, has been caught not trying to be caught again, this time strolling through LA with her ex-fiancé, Jonathan Davino. But while fans are screaming reunion, the vibes say something entirely different. Or do they? First off, let's talk about the obvious. Sydney was clearly trying not to be seen. A pulled-up hoodie, oversized sunglasses, and a body language that screamed, "Don't look at me," might work for a C-list influencer. But when you're one of the most talked-about rising stars in Hollywood, this is less low-key and more, I want attention without asking for it. It's the classic Hollywood decoy. Look casual, act evasive, and let the paparazzi just happen to catch you looking miserable in designer sweats. Mission accomplished. Let's be honest here. Nobody dresses like a discount Unabomber in Beverly Hills, unless they want us talking. The staged serendipity? The restaurant meeting was casual, sure, but don't be fooled. These setups are rarely accidental. Sydney and Jonathan were walking side by side, just close enough for us to speculate, but not close enough to confirm anything, which is the perfect strategy for staying in the headlines without actually committing to a narrative. Even the photos scream scripted. Jonathan placing his hand gently on her back like a glorified usher. Please. If he was trying to help her while she stared at the pavement, like she'd just watched Euphoria Season 3 get canceled, then he's either the world's most patient ex, or she's milking this PR moment dry. And let's talk about body language. Zero chemistry, no lingering eye contact, no flirtatious smirks. Nothing about this encounter says romance. It screams contractual obligation or, oops, got papped again. How shocking. Why now, Sydney? The bigger question is, why is Sydney suddenly playing friendly ex with Jonathan now? Let's not forget, their May wedding was called off months ago, and reports say the breakup happened back in January. Since then, she's been living her best life, popping bottles at the Beverly Hills Hotel, globe-trotting to Africa, and generally leaning into the single-girl aesthetic with the kind of enthusiasm normally reserved for reality TV contestants after a breakup scene. So why reintroduce the ghost of ex-fiancé past now? Some fans think it's innocent, a sign of mature co-parenting, of the dog, not a baby. Relax. But let's be real. This looks less like healing and more like optics. Maybe someone's trying to do damage control after Glenn Powell rumors got a little too spicy. Or maybe Jonathan is trying to stage a romantic comeback tour. Either way, it feels strategic. The Glenn Powell problem. Speaking of spicy, let's not forget the actual elephant in the room, Glenn freaking Powell. The internet has been shipping these two since they started promoting Anyone But You with enough chemistry to make your mom blush. Then came the Glenn Powell's sister's wedding sighting, where Sydney looked like she was 2 Prosecco's away from a full-on rom-com moment. Coincidence? Maybe. But Hollywood doesn't do coincidences. It does clickbait. Let's face it, Jonathan Davino, bless his normie heart, is fighting an uphill battle against a man who literally looks like a human Greek statue and is currently at the peak of his fame. What's Davino bringing to the table? A vape pen and dog-walking skills? Girl, be serious. Is Sydney trying to rewrite the narrative? There's a growing theory that this stroll is less about rekindling and more about rebranding. For months, Sydney's been on a whirlwind of independence. Think late-night parties, designer bikinis, and a social media presence that screams idgaff. But with all that freedom comes a side effect. People start asking questions. Is she too wild? Is she overcorrecting? Is she leaning too hard into the cool girl persona? Enter the ex. What better way to dial things back than by being seen with the guy you were once ready to marry? It's the classic celebrity maneuver. Paint yourself as stable, grounded, and capable of love, even if you're emotionally 2 plane rides away from your last therapy session. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Sydney's just showing she can be civil with her exes, just in case Glenn is watching. Jonathan, the reluctant co-star. Let's not pretend Davino doesn't know what's happening here. The man's been quietly in Sydney's shadow for years. He was never trying to be famous, until he kinda was. Now, post-breakup, he's somehow still lingering in headlines despite having zero ties to the entertainment industry, unless you count being arm candy as a profession. So, what's he getting out of this? Sympathy points? A public redemption arc? A Hulu special called The X-Files. I dated Sydney Sweeney and all I got was this paparazzi photo. Look, he's smiling in the photos, but not like someone who's happy. More like someone who knows he's being used as a distraction from a Glenn Powell PR disaster and is just rolling with it because, hey, free lunch. Where's this all going? Let's be brutally honest. If this were any other celebrity, the story would end here. But Sydney isn't any other celebrity. She's a walking, talking headline generator, and she knows it. Whether she's dropping red carpet jaw-droppers or vague Instagram captions, the girl knows how to work a crowd. And this latest move? It's a chess piece, a strategic look at me being chill with my ex play to counterbalance her rising bad girl energy. It's Sydney's way of reminding everyone she's still in control, even if we're not sure what exactly she's controlling. So what's next? A sudden Glenn Powell red carpet debut? A cryptic TikTok with a love song and a hoodie? Or maybe a cozy New Year's photo that sends the internet into a spiral? One thing's for sure, Sydney Sweeney isn't going anywhere. And if Jonathan Davino thinks he's going to fade peacefully into obscurity, he might want to trade in those dog-walking duties for a full media training course. Because once you're part of Sydney's story, you never really walk away. Anyways, like this video and subscribe to Star Stunt. For the latest drama, gossip, and news, do it. Do it now.